Alright, so, if you keep up with my Tower of God read-throughs, you'll know that recently I finished the Nest arc, and I moved on into, the next one. I assume is what will be the Princess Tournament arc, or just the fucking Marriage Tournament arc, I guess is probably actually what it's called. But yes, so, a while back, I did a video on my thoughts on the Nest so far, and well, I'm here to give my thoughts on the rest of the Nest, having finished it. So yeah, obviously, bear in mind that if I, misremember things, or there's some things that I forget to mention, it's because, it's been a while since that video, and obviously some of the events aren't quite fresh in my mind. But anyway, let's talk about it. Quite a bit happens, but overall, because I'm going to review the Nest as a whole here. I'm going to give my whole point, my whole opinion on the Nest as a whole. And the Nest is pretty fucking good. I don't think it's quite as good as I'd heard people say, People have been like, yeah, it's in, like, top 5, maybe, actually, it probably is top 5 arcs, but I don't know if I think it's, like, top 3, top 2, or anything like that. I don't really think it's good, but, I think I'd probably put it, like, 4th or 5th in my favorite arcs, but obviously that's something I'd have to think about as, like, a lot more to, I might make a video on that at some point, actually, if you guys have found that interesting, when I catch up, or perhaps probably doing a video on my favorite arcs of Tower of God. But anyway, I think it is pretty damn good, and it has been the best arc of Season 3 so far, definitely. I did enjoy the wall. I actually enjoyed the walls, but I do think the Nest is better than the walls in terms of writing, its fights, the characters we get, writing, right, and art as well. I think, like, from an art standpoint, SIU has just constantly been getting better. The fight choreography just continues to amaze me. It's so good. The action sequence, it's mainly the action sequences that are visually stunning. Everything looks good, but you really get a sense of, like, the fight scenes are where, the meat, the quality, the eye candy for stuff and panels is at. And I do think the Nest really has a lot of that. Really, really good fights in the Nest. Obviously, we have Barn vs. White that I've already talked about in the previous video when I talked about up until the end of the Cat Tower. As for recently, fights that happened in that second bit of the Nest, they escape me. But let's just talk about the events that happen in general, shall we? Obviously, there's like little skirmishes here and there, but I can't think of any like actual proper fights that happen. I'm probably being dumb. Let me know in the comments if I'm forgetting any important fights, and I will tell you what I think about them in a response. But yes, so the big thing is Traumarai. Traumarai's introduction, and also Yasuracha's backstory. I'd say those are the two big events that we really get in this, the latter half of the Nest. And they're incredible. I really like Traumarai as a character. He's really, really cool. I think we need more of him for me to say he's one of my favorite characters, period. But I've definitely enjoyed his presence so far. I kind of want more of him. I want to find out more about the guy, I don't mean just the family heads in general. I think that's some of my most, some of the characters I'm most looking forward to seeing as we continue through the story, because I imagine that we'll see all of them eventually. Obviously, we also get to see Gustang in this arc, and that's sick, because Gustang's cool as fuck, just like straight up. And Yasuracha. I made a video on Yasuracha. Yasuracha has been the star player for me, I think, during this arc, and honestly for most of season, for like since his introduction, right? Yasuracha has been the star player in my opinion. He is just fan-fucking-tastic. His backstory is incredibly well written. His like relationship, especially with Yama, how it kind of slowly almost flips on its head, like the position that they have with each other. I really, 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 really love. And you find out that Yasuracha doesn't despise Yama and Doom, and Paul, I guess. Poor guy. Who's Paul? Right? It's actually not that. There's much more nuance to it. It's a lot deeper. I really love that. I think Yasuracha is fantastically written, and he absolutely is the star of the Nest, in my opinion. With Traumarai purely based on his relevance and his position, and the aura that he carries definitely being up there within the nest. But Yasracha is comfortably the best character in the nest. And honestly, I think he's one of the best characters in Tower of God, writing-wise. Like, I genuinely, really, really like Yasracha. We also get to, toward the end, I think that was in the nest arc, but we've been reading more chapters in One Go recently, so they blend together a bit. But, we got little teasers of characters that we're going to be seeing later. And I'm like, yeah, I like. Very happy with that. And we also get, we get a little bit of Lilial before the end of the nest arc as well, which is kind of nice. And, well, I guess something we should probably talk about is Balm and his big power-up during the nest with, the Leviathan. I don't know why I blanked for a second there on the name. And the Leviathan is clearly made Balm a hell of a lot stronger. It feels like it's been a little while since we've seen Balm get, like, a big, noticeable power-up. And I know that probably feels weird, like, we've got the blue Thrisser, the red Thrisser, him actually being able to use them with transformation. But it feels like since consuming the Leviathan, there's been a very, very tangible increase in Balm's power, especially compared to those around him. Obviously, we saw him beat White, right? And obviously, White is no slouch. White is not weak, right? But I know, after coming back with the Leviathan, it feels like he's changed. He's definitely more aware of how powerful he is. And it's shown with his little skirmish with Lilial a bit later on as well, that he is crazy strong now. And I feel like we don't quite have a full grasp of how big of a power boost the Leviathan is going to have given Balm, or what it's even going to do for him long term. Because I feel like we're going to see something, right? The Leviathan's going to have more than just, it's just loads of power, right? Yeah, also, I mean, the Leviathan's really cool with, we've been told that it has bits of traumatized memories within him. That's really cool. Really interesting to what those are. I think they're to do with his climb. Probably Arlene, I think Arlene is probably the memories that he had sealed away. And that's why Balm's presence and the Balm consuming the Leviathans brought this back. But that's not to do with the nest. That's later on. That's after the nest. But yeah, it's just really, really cool. He has some, nice stuff. Calivan feels like he kind of faded into the background after his fight with White. He does a little bit of stuff, but it does feel like he fades out into the background and doesn't really do much when they're at the warp gate and stuff. Yeah, he kind of inside a little bit, but he's very much faded into the background a little bit. I do hope he comes back, and I do hope he comes back as an enemy. I do not want more villains becoming allies. Yes, I think Yasracha's the best handled out of all of them, although he's obviously not completely an ally, but something like Karaka, who's now just on side. White, I mean, he was never really on side, and now he's kind of on side, but it's not White that's on side, it's Vincent. I think that's how his name's settled, that's his name. Also, this video, I should probably have said at the beginning, it's probably going to be edited the same way my past couple of arc read-throughs have been edited, with just thumbnails for the videos, with just, thumbnails for the chapters that I read. But yeah, I'm lazy, okay? Leave me alone, alright? It's the way it is. Yeah. Overall, Nest, pretty good, I would say. Anything else I feel like I need to clarify? I'm drawing a blank. I really should have thought a bit more before I clicked record. But yes, if there's anything related to the Nest that you would like to hear my thoughts on, do leave a comment and I will respond, be it, like I said, with fights that I've forgotten about, any major plot points that I haven't covered in enough detail here, or have just straight up missed, because, again, I'm drawing a fucking blank here. If anything comes to mind before I edit and upload this, I might do an addendum and just have a little cut and it splice in thoughts after this. But yes, those are kind of my thoughts on the Nest. Yeah, pretty good. Really looking forward to where things go from here. And I hope you'll see my reactions as well. Anyway, without the way, I've been Animosity, you have been you, and I hope to catch you all next time for another video. Ta-ta for now.